Hey, McFly, you bojo! The bars don't work on water! Unless you've got power!
Welcome back to the VHS Vault. I am indeed VHS Jason. Next to me is the great Jason Roy Gaston. How are you, sir?
We are back. Better. Oh, you didn't even want to know my answer. That's fine. Go ahead. No, it's fine. It's fine. We lost the moment. The moment's gone.
I'm 3 seconds in the future. What can I say? Because we're back to the future part 2 tonight. We are back.
Yes.
Really excited to come back.
Future year of 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? All right, that's the first thing that's kind of weird. You have to, the conceit of watching this film post 2015 is you have to kind of let go of a lot of stuff.
Where the heck is my hoverboard? I wanted a hoverboard so badly. I would have totally killed myself on one of those. I mean, it'd be easy, but you stand on it and it would just like right out from underneath you, and the next thing you know, you're like getting run over in the middle of the street by a car
Mattel would have just been
flying. You know, Mr. Johnson, why is your car not flying? Oh, I'll be dead and in the ground before my car flies. Yeah, great movie.
It doesn't actually help you much either with the way they try to, because there's a visual trying to explain the road rules for flying cars. If you pay attention in the beginning of this movie,
yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh no, there's multiple fatalities just waiting to happen.
How many people get squished every year from people who are like texting and flying? I just want to know. Like, I crushed another child, Marv. Just take back off, Betty. We'll fly through that thunderstorm. It'll get washed off. Nobody will notice.
When you get carjacked in a flying car, you know, you just get thrown to the curb. No, you get thrown 300 feet in the air.
Okay. Somebody carjacks me in a flying car. You know what? They win. They can have the car. I wouldn't even be mad. I'd just be like, holy moly, here, take it. That's amazing. Let me keep my wallet and my cell phone. You know, that's the rules, ain't it?
Well, okay. Was this movie anticipated for you when you were a kid? This must have been a big part of your awareness around the time, was it?
I had been anticipating this movie since I saw the first one, and it popped up to be continued because I saw it on VHS where the to be continued was on it. And so for years, me and my friends would talk about, what are they going to do in Back to the Future 2? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? And, you know, we decided at one point it was going to be called Into the Future instead of Back to the Future. And I don't even remember the storylines we came up with. But, of course, the movie was totally different than what we were expecting. This was the first Back to the Future movie that I saw in theaters, 1989, I believe. And, yeah, it was a ride. It was a ride. I have a couple of issues, not major issues, but I do have a couple of issues with some plot points that, in my opinion, literally pop up out of nowhere. And one decision that Doc and Marty makes that I have a huge moral issue with. But overall, I think this is an incredibly inventive movie and a perfect follow-up to the first one, except for those two little issues that are just, they're nothing. They're like little gnats whenever I'm watching the movie. Just go away, let me enjoy it.
Well, being it was 89, as you said, and it was one of the great years in cinema, I won't go through the list of amazing movies that were released that year. Well, you got Batman, Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, Lethal Weapon 2, you got Back to the Future 2, you've got... What else you got? I'm missing a bunch of them. There's so many movies.
That's a lot. Yeah, there was a lot. 89 was awesome.
There was a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Total Recall was 91. Never mind. Shut up.
No, 90. That was 90.
Okay, it was close.
It was 91 and it's Terminator 2.
God.
No.
God, those were the days. Those were the days. Oh, my God.
I mean, wasn't actually expecting a sequel for this movie. I wanted one, but I never thought they'd make one. And when they announced it, and I found out, thank you to the great Entertainment Tonight of that period with good old John Tesh and Mary Hart, they kept my finger on the pulse back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And they had an exclusive where they announced it. And then we got to see a little bit behind the scenes of it, which was really exciting. But I thought, like you, it was a pure future movie. Like the movie was going to be set entirely in the future. Yep. And it is a shock when you first see it that isn't the case when you're a kid. But they execute it well enough that it's still riveting to watch. Like, And it becomes my favorite concept of this movie is not the future. It's actually them going back.
Yeah.
I think is what really makes this movie work in many ways. No, but yeah, it's great. Starting to film off, it's a little bit jarring because somebody's been swapped out.
Yeah.
Bye-bye Claudia Wells.
Yeah.
And bring in the babysitter.
Of course, you're talking about Elizabeth Shue, yes.
That's it. Elizabeth Shue.
Shue, it's my part now. No, there was a reason for the swap, and it was not because the first actress was not wanted. It was simply a personal choice. She needed to take care of her mom.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It's actually quite a sad, sad kind of...
Family came first for her, and I have complete respect for this actress, even though I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. Claudia Wells?
Claudia Wells.
Yep. I have great respect for that, for somebody who can walk away from a movie and a franchise as big as Back to the Future because my mom needs me.
Well, family is king. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, she wasn't the only one swapped out. You see it in this part, but we might as well deal with it now. Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
Also, maybe just got caught up in the negotiations a bit too much for the film. And, unfortunately, they couldn't strike a deal. And they had to do some pretty serious rewriting, I believe, around that fact. And you can see clever ways that they hide the reply. And it is disappointing Crispin Glover didn't return. But honestly, it's not about him, this movie. So they were able to kind of do what they needed to do to get over it.
I honestly kind of think that George McFly's absence raises the stakes. Because he is basically the thing that they have to save in the middle. And the fact that this was necessitated because Crispin Glover didn't want to come back, I think that's just a really cool way of telling a story. It's not something you plan for, but it's like, okay, well, let's use it if we can't have Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
And of course, they did some clever things with makeup, having old George upside down so you couldn't really make out his features, and having present day George always wear the glasses and be shot from a distance. I always thought that was good. Of course, Crispin Glover didn't like it one bit, and he ended up suing Universal for I think he ended up getting $750,000 because they used his likeness without his permission.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if it was about using an actor that kind of looked like him, or if it was about using the old footage and pretending like he was still in the movie.
Well, if you're in that first scene in particular where we get the repeat scene of Doc coming back and saying, Marty, you're going to come back with me. They do intercut with the old footage with new footage that they filmed.
Yes.
So there is that as well. It is edited arguably in a manipulative way to make you think that he's in the movie. That could be argued. I can see where his lawyers may have been coming from. But nevertheless, we'll move on to that. We missed you, mate.
I have facial blindness, so I couldn't even tell. Until years later, somebody said, yeah, Crispin Glover wasn't in Back to the Future 2. Yes, he was. He's
most of that opening scene was reshot. The whole when Marty gets out and then Mr. Fusion and all that, that's obviously all reshot.
Yes.
But what's fascinating is what that scene, the complications that scene caused for them in the writing of the movie. Because essentially, it forced the fact that Marty's girlfriend had to come along.
Yes.
And they didn't want Marty's girlfriend to be in the movie the whole time. So they had a situation where they had to kind of write her out of the movie because she's not a main character of their plot.
And thus, one of my problems with the film. Because Doc and Marty are literally the worst people in the world in this movie at this point. Because what did they do with Jennifer? They have a whole DeLorean that they could set her in, right? And then she'll be just fine. She'll be out of the rain. No, let's pick her up and put her in an alley. She'll be fine. It's all right. Put her on this stack of crushed laser discs. She'll be fine. Oh, no, the cops took her. What are we going to do? Oh, let's save her. Oh, no, now 1985 is all different. What do? We have to take Jennifer and go. No. Leave her here. She'll be fine.
It is very much like we don't care what happens to her.
What if Marty had gotten back to 1985 and Back to the Future 3 and Jennifer was not there? She was trapped in the 1985 that they accidentally created. Did they even consider that? But no, Marty, it's okay. For absolutely no reason at all, time will shift around her. She'll be fine. How do you know this, Doc? Just shut up and come with me, Marty.
In the meantime, she's stuck in what we're being told is the most violent time period and dangerous time period. And we don't even put her in the backyard or even try knocking on the door and running away.
She is passed out.
Cannon fodder.
She is passed out on the bench in front of a house with bars on the windows. Yeah. I hate to tell you, Marty, but I don't even want to go there. Let's just say she's going to have some trauma and it's your fault.
We're jumping ahead a bit there, but that's what we do here. But I want to jump back because of 2015, and what really makes this movie fun in the beginning is the walking through the town moment, the town square moment. It's so cool. It's bright, colourful. Look, I don't care. The Jaws hologram was a funny gag at the time. It works. And Cafe 80s. I still laughed at Cafe when I watched it again. I'm still laughing at Cafe 80s. I want to go there.
Cafe 80s. Yeah. I want that. I want the franchise. Where is it?
Yeah.
Whenever we talked about The Fifth Element, I said it was an interesting setting because it was a future that was simultaneously dystopian and yet looked like a fun place to live.
Yeah.
The future that they come up with in this movie, I would move there in a second.
Oh, I wish that was our reality.
I would live in that 2015. I would gladly, not even second thoughts. Hey, you got 5 seconds to decide. Leave everything behind and move to 2015, or I'm moving to 2015 from the movie. Yeah, I want a flying car. I want a hoverboard. I want the weird clothes. I want all that stuff. It just looks like a fun, bright, happy place to live. And yeah, they're like, yeah, we have problems here. You know, we still have poor people. They're still bullies, but at the same time, it does not look like it's that.
We didn't blow each other up.
It was such a unique message back then that the future is going to be fine, and it still gravitates with me, even though that future is 10 years ago. I still want that. At some point in the future, I want to be able to walk through a formerly dilapidated downtown that I live. And have it be renewed and have people walking around just being. I want to watch Jaws 19. Have you ever seen the fake trailer for Jaws 19?
No, is there one out on the internet?
There is I think it was a DVD special feature, and they did a parody trailer. It was like a teaser, so it was like, in Jaws, you were afraid to go in the water. In Jaws 2, you were afraid to go back in the water. In Jaws 3, it was 3-dimensional. In Jaws 4, it was personal. And then
That's
Jaws
in the box
5,
set.
It was
I now remember.
In Jaws 5, revenge was in the family. In Jaws 6, Jaws got a job. In Jaws 7, Jaws went to space.
That's brilliant. I love that future except for one thing. I don't think they're big on recycling or the environment, because I don't want to live in a world where fax machines are in every room. I think that's one part of the future. But I do want that hydrator. I desperately want that hydrator. I want little mini pizzas to turn into big pizzas.
Yes.
And
I do too.
Is it like stock standard? You always having fresh fruit from the ceiling of your kitchen?
For a while. Okay, in 2015, I owned a home not aquaponics. I owned a home herb grower, and it kind of reminded me, like I said, it had the light on it, and you literally like pick off some rosemary and just do that. Here's an interesting fact for you. There is a cameo in this movie by a cult icon robot. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Batteries Not Included.
Of course I have.
But the daddy robot in that movie is the dog walker. Oh. Yes, that is the daddy robot.
It's got the flaps up there and the little flaps down there and the little... It is too. Wow, that's cool. It is. That is very cool. There are some things that do exist now.
Yes.
Power laces. Nike actually
because of Back to the Future 2.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of happened.
Not quite it's not quite the boom, It's more of a
Yeah. But still, they exist.
I could have tied my shoes faster than this.
The way the disillusion of money, of course, because that's the only thing different is that we're not using our thumbprints, but we're only merely probably a decade away from paying for anything with thumbprints at this point, I would say.
To use my phone to pay for things, I have to use a thumbprint.
Ah, bingo. So you could, you clarify that one.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a great future, right? It's kind of cool. And also what I love about it is Marty's a loser, and it's great.
It is.
It's so good they make him an absolute loser because it becomes also the important theme without the next two films because they introduce that Marty don't like to be called chicken.
What's wrong, McFly? Chicken?
And there is my second problem.
Yeah.
It comes out of nowhere.
Nothing in the first film
Absolutely
establishes
nowhere.
that.
And you know, they could, it seems like to me, I would have accepted it a lot more if they had not called so much attention to it. Because every single time, what's the matter, McFly? Chicken! And then the music goes, dun! And he gets this look. Nobody calls Marty McFly chicken! And I'm just sitting there thinking, when did this start? Didn't they call him a chicken in the first movie and nothing happened?
No, I don't think they ever did. I think what it is they
did.
needed something to do with his character to cause an issue. I mean, it's a massive plot point between this and the next movie because him being called chicken is a big issue in the third one as well.
Here's what they could have done. Instead of chicken, loser.
Yeah.
You're going to be a loser. Because who was calling him a loser in the first movie? It was the principal.
Slacker.
Yeah.
Slacker, loser, same thing.
And instead of, what's the matter, McFly? Loser, bing! Instead of doing that, make it more understated. And show that he's got, I don't want to overuse this word, but he's got trauma from growing up in a poor household with a father who he still remembers as a loser. And everybody's like, he's a loser and you're going to be a loser. So don't call me a loser. I'm not going to be a loser. I am not a loser.
Wait a sec. He grows up and that his dad's a winner.
But he's always afraid that he could turn into a loser. And I don't know, maybe he could remark to Doc at one point, say, I know my dad's a winner now, but I remember him being a loser, and I was always afraid that I was going to turn into that.
He has that psychological issues of seeing dual realities.
Yeah. So
and then I'm assuming the expectation because he had this dual reality that his life would be a walkover. Hence, probably the reason why he took such an idiotic risk racing fleet in the next movie, which causes the reason why he's become that loser.
Yeah, and that's it. That's the easy fix. And that if there's anything in this movie that bugs me that I wish I could change, it would be that. And I know everybody's like, well, that's such a minor thing. It is, and I admit it. But you know what? Yeah. I'm also highly specific about things, and I think that traits like that, especially in a movie series, should be, not come out of nowhere. That would be like all of a sudden, in the third movie, Dom from Fast and the Furious is like, I've always been scared of rats. Ah! Where did that come from, Dom? We need some rat traps.
You're right.
We don't need rat traps. We got family.
You're right, though. It is a flaw in. I think we both agree. A really fun movie.
Oh no,
but again,
no doubt.
There's no doubt. It's a wonderful. There are things that bother me. I don't like Elizabeth Shue meeting her mum and just I thought that was a bit too over the top campy. Even when I was a kid, thought that was. But these are like minor things. What I do love, and I think this film and the next film, and it's a damn shame that this guy wasn't. We love him, but he wasn't in more bigger movies. Thomas F. Wilson really has to carry a lot of weight in this movie. He plays 3 different versions of himself in one movie alone. And damn it, he pulls it off, Jason. He does. Awesome as Griff, like this psychotic maniac. He's awesome as Biff, as old man Biff, and then, of course, young man Biff.
And present day Biff.
So present day. So there's 4. There's 4.
No, that's very few actors can pull off something like that, and
make him each distinct.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy and the Nutty Professor, Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall in Coming to America. It does. It takes a lot of effort. And yeah, Thomas F. Wilson is a fantastic actor. And
actually, there's 5 versions because there's older Biff as well in the Casino.
Oh, Christ, you're right.
Yeah, there's like 5 different versions. It's nuts.
And was that not just like, that was like Ultra Instinct Biff, just super, just evil and everything. It was Trump. He was Trump in that scene. I'm sorry. He even looks like him.
Yeah,
Marty,
it so does at the bathtub and the hot tub.
Bankrupt.
That's pretty. And I think it's exactly what he was playing. He was playing just a
yeah. I mean, yeah. If you
that's
back
what he was
in 1989, if you were thinking
everybody knew
of a sleazy casino owner, Donald Trump.
Big.
I mean, that's what it was. Not saying anything political. I do hate the guy, but I'm not saying anything political right now. I'm just saying that's what it was. In 1989, Donald Trump was a scumbag, and everybody hated him. It's a fact. I remember it. I remember everyone. Oh, God, it's Donald Trump. Oh, he's got a game. Trump the game. No, thank you.
No, it's just steaks, man. The steaks. The fact that he was selling red meat, like Trump steaks. Unbelievable. Funny scene.
How do you drive a casino into bankruptcy? How do you drive a casino into bank? It's not possible. What did you
That's the art of the deal. Now, let's go back to Biff.
I thought gold toilets was a good investment.
The idea of old man Biff. Now, the idea that Marty sees that second-hand store, the almanac is got to be it's probably one of the great MacGuffins.
Oh, yeah.
I think the almanac, because it's just... It's such a clever idea that just works so well. Because you know what? Wouldn't you do it? I would. I would have been hiding it way better than Marty was. That's for sure.
Okay, listen. This is how I would have dealt with it. I'd have walked out of the bookstore with it in my hands. Doc goes, "What is that?" It's a sports almanac. Well, you can't take it with you. Stop me.
Just push him in his face onto the ground. Shut up, old man.
Do something. What are you going to do? Leave me in the future? Oh, crap. He left me in the future.
No. What you would do, once you have the almanac, then instantly another Marty appears with a gun to the back of Doc's head. Isn't it? Because instantly you got the almanac. You go, all right, well, in the future, I'm going to send myself. There's going to be an old man Marty there.
I got you, brother. That's right. Gosh, every time I try to do an impression of Doc and Marty, I end up with Rick and Morty.
Morty.
Marty, let's go to the future, Marty. Oh, God, Doc, do we have to? We're going to go save your kids, Marty. Come on, save your kids. 100 episodes. Doc and Marty. Oh, jeez.
All right. Now, so the almanac, we love that. And... Yeah. Okay, at this point, we move on from the movie, and we actually, when we're thinking it's going to be a full future movie, nope, we go back. We're back to 85.
It brings me to my third problem.
Okay.
Doc suddenly deciding he's going to destroy the time machine.
In this movie, yeah.
Where did that come from?
And
hey, Marty, I built the greatest invention of all time. We're going to go to the future. I made it fly. Now I'm going to destroy it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I made it fly, and any problem,
I'll borrow it.
Well, any problems he's had with the DeLorean, he's caused himself, Doc.
Yeah, don't blame the car.
You know what? Who cares about whether the kids went to prison for a bit? Yeah. Honestly, you were messing with time and space, dude.
Yeah.
Like, reality itself could have collapsed. And just because you didn't want Marty, who's clearly kid, is maybe a bit low on the brain matter scale.
I always had the feeling.
Does it really matter?
I always had a feeling he was like a druggie.
Yeah, because he was always sweating and stuff, wasn't he? He was greasy looking.
He was a druggie.
Yeah, and the daughter clearly had an OnlyFans. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Part of me,
I would have watched it.
Extremely curious. I'm sorry, female Michael J. Fox.
Not bad. Not bad.
Very hot.
Not bad at all. Yeah, but man, this movie gets to 85. Man, this is where I get locked in. Because I'm like, hang on a minute. My brain has to process this as a kid. Hang on a minute. We're in a different reality. And Biff's Casino, man, I'm loving it. I love how they turn the town square into just a degenerate, like, you know, just filth-ridden, bikey occupied area. It was awesome.
I love the fact that they incorporated the clock tower into Biff's Casino. And I never noticed that until like my third or fourth watch. I was like, oh,
There it is.
It's a clock tower. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the stakes get raised so much whenever he finds out that George McFly had been murdered many years before. And whenever he goes out to the cemetery and finds his grave, that is some visceral acting from Michael J. Fox that, quite frankly, a comedy about time travel did not deserve, but I'm glad it got.
Yeah, I mean, it does the right thing by the second part of a trilogy and go dark. That's for sure. I also think it doesn't really.
This is the Empire Strikes Back of Back to the Future, isn't it? Wow,
100%. Well, it doesn't even end on a good note if you think about it. It ends on a bad note.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then he leaves the farm.
It does some real clever things with exposition in this movie. And that is, there's a lot they've got to, like, because a movie you're dealing with time travel and different, there's a lot of information that you have to keep feeding the audience. And I just love Biff's Museum because it just fills in a lot of information, backstory that we need to be able to move on.
Yes.
To kind of figure it out. And yeah, one of my favorite scenes is when he confronts Biff. He's worked it out and he confronts Biff. I love that scene.
We
find out he murdered his father. Found out you get that cool jumping off the roof scene.
I love how the power goes back and forth with him so organically. You know, at first Marty's got the power, and he's, you know, he tells him he knows about the sports almanac, and then Biff spills his guts and he goes, "Oh yeah, and he also told me one day this kid would show up looking for it. I never thought it'd be you." That is such a great 180 right there. It's so awesome.
And even we get an awesome payoff with that too, because we actually we hear him say it to the younger guy when he's closing the garage door in 55. Oh, by the way, if you hear like kind of the beginning of that sentence, which is really cool. No, I love like Marty's mum. The way they wake it up. Oh, you're awake in good old 1985. And then they kind of play on the whole incest joke a little bit more with this one, but make it even more uncomfortable because when he wakes up, she's artificially enhanced.
Big. Yeah. Mom, you're so big. That is the first thing you noticed about your mom. Okay.
Come on,
really?
dude.
Really?
We really got to get you to that shrink.
Yeah, I really I think that Leah Thompson is really great in this movie as well.
Yes.
She is absolutely spitting venom in that scene at Biff.
It's a great moment.
I love it.
Great moment. When she's walking up the stairs, and she's kind of, if you want these, you can have them.
Yeah.
That's really raw. But, yeah, man. And then the shock of it, like finding out that, like Marty figures out what they have to do, this movie kicks into another gear too, because not only are we going to an alternate version of the 1985 from the first film, now we're going back to the plot of Back to the Future.
We're going back to the Future. That's what they should have called it. They should have called it Back to the Future.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like the Now You See Me, and then they made that sequel, Now You See Me 2.
I've never seen it.
And everyone just kept yelling, it should have been Now You Don't. How do you have a Now You See Me and not call the sixth movie? Now You Don't, Dave. That's what they called the third movie.
What do you call the third movie, though?
But that's what they called it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now You See Me, and then like a 3, like a cubed.
Yeah. Cubed. I mean, how about just not make the sequel to a really dumb movie in the first place?
But hey,
that bad movie.
If they did that, we would have never had the Fast and Furious franchise.
We're gonna have the Fast. Why? How do you prepare?
Because Fast and Furious was a stupid movie.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, it was. Too Fast, Too Furious, also stupid.
Well, Fast and Furious doesn't exist.
Incredibly stupid.
Well, Fast and Furious is just a remake of Point Break, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's right. I mean, it's totally a remake of Point Break.
Anyway, back to this film. I love where now this movie becomes even extra fun for me. And technically brilliant, and which a lot of this film is for that era, specific time. But going back and revisiting scenes that we'd already watched from a different camera angle, just works so well for me because there's a lot of. The other thing is great is there's a lot of tension once they get back to 1950. Like, they got to get shit done, and they got to get it done really quick. Pardon my French, but there's a lot going on in that third act. And I just, man, to see these really, like, iconic moments from Back to the Future being redone, it's awesome.
Yes, reframing them and doing them slightly different, or showing Marty hiding behind the door and watching them. Or I really enjoy that.
Gets supposed to blend in, and he gets his cool black hat and the black. That's totally what a teenager would buy too.
Yeah, that's what I would buy right now. They never quite lose the humor either, and it's just so much fun. I love how this entire movie, no matter how heavy it gets, is still light. It's still a light, fun comedy. They just hit this perfect middle in between science fiction and comedy and heavy drama, and they just skirt that line through all three movies.
And you know, the whole Biff meets Biff sequence in the car, I just think was so well done. That's hilarious. Like, you know, young Biff just like, who are you? You're creepy. Leave me alone. To old man Biff, hey, go listen to me. I thought it was hilarious.
This was the first time we'd ever seen split screen used in this way too, to where it was not just, you know, like this, you know, you're on that. No,
you can actually cross over.
Yeah, you keep characters crossing, the camera's moving, and it's got 3 people instead of 2, and
all done optically too.
Yeah, they were actually nominated for an Academy Award for special effects because of that.
Yeah,
I don't remember what beat them, but you know,
no, who knows?
Hopefully, it was a good movie because
Tango and Cash. Who knows? Sorry, you said good movie. I'll take that one back.
I don't remember that one. I saw it, but I don't remember it.
That's most people don't.
It can't be that great.
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
Hello.
Yeah, like, and I think what they do here, which they copy in the Avengers, remember?
But they do reference it. They do reference it.
They do reference it. Is the simplistic, again, information dump. The moment Doc pulls that chalkboard up and explains to the audience how this works. Yeah. And I'm going, you know what? Kudos for making it very simple to follow, because whether you're a kid or anything, you can follow this concept.
Yeah, Carl Sagan actually said that Back to the Future 2 was, in his opinion, the most accurate movie about time travel. And I thought, wow, okay, Carl knows what he's talking about, and he has great taste in movies.
Yeah. But it is a very simple way. It's a separate timeline, so you can't. And what it also is very smart, because it has to establish why they can't do things as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it explains, well, we can't just do that, because if we do that, it'll be the Biff from this timeline. And this would have already happened. So I think that's really great. But yeah, once they go to the prom situation again, it's great. And I love the scene in the tunnel. I love the chase scene.
Oh, it's great.
It's really well done. Really good action.
It's got one of my favorite visual gags in that chase. It's whenever Marty steals the sports almanac. And, you know, Biff is at the end of the tunnel, and Marty just kind of looks at him, and he turns around, and he realizes he got all that tunnel in front of him.
Yeah, the whole no.
Michael J. Fox was he was such a great comedic actor. I'm honestly surprised he did not do more comedy. And I know he did more comedy, but it was never anything approaching this level of comedy.
Of his capability.
Yeah, and I don't mean that his other comedies were bad. They weren't. They were not bad.
I'll watch a Doc Holliday Hollywood occasionally.
Yeah. The Frighteners, awesome movie. Yeah. I don't really think that's a comedy. It's kind of a comedy. It's a dark comedy.
I like to think it's kind of a pseudo weird sequel to Back to the Future.
Sure, why not?
My own headcanon.
He never did a straight comedy like this again. No. And it's such a shame, because he was so good at it. I mean, Spin City. He comes back with Spin City, and he's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's absolutely wonderful. And this, again, in Chris Lloyd. You know who else I want to give a shout-out to, because we get to see him again? We spoke about him before. Strickland.
Yes.
And because I like that, I was thinking about that moment where he's trying to steal the almanac from his office. which I thought was hilarious as well, 'cause the way Strickland was operating. Because remember, he grabs a magazine, and goes, I've got it. Ooh la la, ooh la la. Well, yeah.
That is one of my favorite.
Brilliant.
That's one of my favorite things in movies like this, where a character has to go through hell to get something or stop something, and whenever they get to the end, there's that momentary like yes, and then no.
And it has a few moments
Ooh
of
la
this.
la.
And that's what's great about the Back to the Future movies. It generally is a series of failings before they just happen to make it work. So,
do you know whenever Strickland takes the magazine from Biff and leafs through it, for a split second while he's leafing through the book, you can see a woman in lingerie. So it was like a quick visual cue that that's not the almanac. So they knew what they were doing.
But yeah, wow. And this movie is on track at this point to provide us a pretty damn good resolution. You know, if they got back to 1985 and everything was fixed, I would have been very satisfied at this point with this movie. But it doesn't go that way.
No,
and
it does not. As you said, it's a failure. It is the back. It is the Empire Strikes Back of Back to the Future films.
Yeah. It is, you know, because, and the thing is, it's all tied into the original. What causes disaster in this movie is what saves them in the first movie. That's lightning.
Yeah.
Because lightning sends him, he's gone, you know. And I love the end of this movie, because we have that moment when it just starts raining and this ominous car drives up. The guy walks out and he goes, I've got something for you. And it's the letter. Yeah. And it's great. What a great kind of setup for another movie. He gets the letter. He's in 1885. And just to then go back and revisit that first film where Doc is proud that Marty has gone back to the future. And it's the same shot. To the point, it's the same. The camera is on a crane starting to pull up. And then, boom, we see Marty run around. What a great moment.
I want to say something, but it really has more to do with the third movie, so I'm going to sit on it.
They're going to say about that. But it's just, absolutely loved the way they ended this film. However, I do have a complaint how they ended this film.
Of course you do. Yes, of course you do.
And that is, I wish they didn't show anything about number 3. Because when you went to the movies and saw part 2, they showed you an extended trailer at the end of the movie for 3.
Oh, yeah. It's still on the DVD, I believe.
Yeah. I kind of wish we didn't get that. Like, because I think the film was solid enough to just leave it on that cliffhanger. But yeah, it's one of the great endings to a movie. And again, it's a dark ending, isn't it? Because really, Marty is screwed big time.
Yeah, he's absolutely screwed.
Yeah.
But thankfully, there were 3 DeLoreans in Hill Valley that day. So
it's such
a two of them left about the same time. So he's got.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, we're going to talk about this. Hang on. So no, in that moment, right, where right at the end of the movie, we've got one in the cave.
Yes.
All right. Already there's one in the cave from next movie. We got one that was in the air.
Yes.
As before the lightning struck, and then you had one over by the town, revving up. Right.
So,
revving
there
up
were
to go.
3 DeLoreans there at the same time.
Yeah, in that moment, which is pretty cool. They're the little nuggets there that you realize after you watch it a few times, you know. That's like something.
There's a reason why that they just didn't put like gas in the tank. Why he didn't take gas back with him. There's a reason. We'll talk about it next time.
There is a reason. Yeah. But you have to. Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that. That's going to be a fascinating discussion, that one. But yeah.
Any mechanic will tell you.
Yeah, I know. It is a bit, but you got to go with it. Otherwise, there is no third movie.
Just shut up. You don't know anything.
Either way, one of the great sequels. And, at the time, I didn't recognize it as an amazing sequel. Time has made it an amazing sequel because it is.
Ironically.
It's such a, they had such a challenge ahead of them. How do you do this movie? And then how do you make it really good? And they did it, man. And they did it. I don't know. Let's have a look and see how much. $40 million Don't you miss those days, Jason? I was talking about this on my live stream on my other channel this morning about the death of the $40 million budget from the 80s and 90s. Because that's how we got movies like this. We got movies like Die Hard. We got, all these movies that would come out in the cinema that you would never see in the cinema today. And dead on, this thing had a $40 million budget. It's not IP related. No one had heard of this thing before. Oh no, hang on, it's a sequel, so everyone had heard.
I was going to say,
I don't know what I'm thinking. I was actually going back thinking of the first movie.
As no one's never heard of Back to the Future. Why would anyone want to see Back to the Future Part 2? Christ, $40 million. Change the past.
$40 million budget, right? And that's a $40 million budget on a massively successful first film. $332 million it made.
That's
this thing was 9 times its budget.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. That's a
huge. Doc gets all the money in his briefcase.
Huge hit. Winner, chicken dinner. You know who's happy? The executives at Universal Pictures. They were very, very happy. And everything works because it's all the. And the other thing, this is besides having to replace Claudia Wells and the lack of Crispin Glover, as we said at the beginning of this review. Everybody else is back. And I mean, in front of the camera and behind. That's why visually it's almost seamless to the first one. Like, you know what I mean? It's the same lenses they're using. It's the same audio. It's the same. The guy that did Alan Silvestri, who did the soundtrack. Everybody's there. And I think that's a big part of the reason why this movie also works. It's a weird thing. I would say it doesn't rely on its sequel, on its original to be great, but it does. But at the same time, it's still great. It's not like every other sequel goes, well, we'll just do more of the first. No, they do more of the first, but in such an original way. So, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic sequel, and it had me wanting more. And
we do get to be concluded at the end of this, not continued, concluded.
I was actually a little sad because I was like, I kind of want Back to the Future 4. I want more. But then, I think, well, we'll talk about that.
Well, I don't want a Back to the Future 4 based on a little a-hole that's in that movie at the end of the movie. Cheeky little so-and-so that's in the end of that movie.
Oh,
we'll talk about him.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
Pervert,
Yes. All right, that's it. All right, what we got coming up next, Jace? What's next week?
Oh, my goodness. We're going to the House of Mouse. I'm dragging you kicking and screaming. We're going to Disneyland, my friends, and we're going to go...
Happy joy.
Oh, boy, we're going to go watch the movie that almost destroyed Disney in the 1980s. It made no money, and it made every parent who saw it absolutely furious. We're going to be looking at the Black Cauldron.
Wow. I mean, like, come on, honestly, if you're a parent at that time, maybe the title should have indicated that this might not be Cinderella.
Yeah, but I don't even know what a cauldron is. Isn't that like a carriage? Oh, a black carriage. Won't that just be lovely? And look,
actually, I've got a
furry man on the cover. Look, Murray, little furry man. I bet he's going to be funny.
Is this embraced by the House of Mouse streaming service? Or is this excised?
I think it's there.
I think it is. I have to check it out.
It's there. I hope it's there because I really don't want to have to pay for it.
I'm sure.
Really check that before I put it on the screen. And
well, you don't know. I mean, it should be there. It's not controversial. It's just
it's just badly.
It's a bit
edited.
darker.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? If they have Alien Earth on Disney Plus, I think that the Black Cauldron is fine.
You mean the best science fiction on television at the moment?
It really is. Oh,
just period. There's not even, can't even go, there's nothing anywhere near it.
No.
And I think my favorite thing about that, I just got to say, is the fact that this guy took, a mythology that is fairly deep mythology, but it expanded in such a unique and riveting and exciting way. Noah Hawley, you are a legend.
Absolutely. And
believe it.
Speaking of science fiction legends, of course, after the Black Cauldron, we're going to be hitting Back to the Future, Part 3.
Beautiful.
One of the few Westerns that I actually like. I don't like Westerns.
Yeah.
And then, spooky season is upon us.
Yay!
We got some spooky movies heading your way. So, we'll
What
see
do I
what
feel like? Yeah, we won't get into them, but I was thinking about this horrid sequel from the mid-'80s to one of the greatest films in Hollywood history, they say, which really does belong in spooky season, doesn't it?
Which
it's a
one?
return to... it's a nickname for Australia. I didn't want to give it away, but is Return to Oz part of this? What do I feel like Return to Oz is somewhere embedded?
Return to Oz. I don't know.
Did we have that on the list?
Do we have that on the list?
For 2026, my horror movie
in front of everybody.
No, not yet. But I'm just saying.
No, you've ruined it. You've ruined it.
Am I really? That's what I'm trying to dance around it.
November, because Wicked is coming out. So I was like, hey, let's take advantage of Wicked. Let's do Return to Oz because it's freaking terrifying.
Ugh. But you're not going to make me watch Wicked for good, are you?
I'm going to go watch Wicked for good. It's the first movie was outstanding.
Not as good as the musical.
I've never seen the musical. I want to. Hopefully I'm going to see it this
not
November.
As good.
So, I'm going to go take
Lots
my
of
mommy
CGI.
to go see it. The funny thing is my mom had no idea that there was going to be another Wicked movie. So I sent her the trailer and she goes, they've made another one? I said, Mom, it's the second act. She goes, I thought that first movie was both acts. Oh my gosh, there's more. I was like, yes, there's more.
Yeah. But they do hobbit that idea out. Like what really should be maybe one big film or two parts, they expanded out way too much for my liking.
No, I disagree. I actually think that Wicked ended exactly where it should have. It was a satisfying ending, and if there was never another movie, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
And
well,
just like
I don't even know if the first one made how much money the first one even made. I know it made a bunch.
I think it made a buttload. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it did because
if it didn't, we wouldn't be getting a sequel.
Yeah, that seems like that's all anybody was talking about for.
And it feels like it's been a while, hasn't it? Between
$755 million globally. So I think it did.
That'll greenlight a sequel any day of the week. So no, it's not. Return to Oz in November. That is, see, to me, that's a terrifying movie. I have emotional scars that we will talk about
in November.
While you laugh at them in November.
No, that movie scares the hell out of me. It scares the hell out of me. That scene where Dorothy takes the potion from Mombi's cabinet and her head's in there, and she just opens up those eyes and says, "Dorothy, girl!" And oh my God, no! Why did they make this movie so terrifying? It's like pants crapping.
Yeah. Like, where are the producers and the dailies? What are they thinking? They're thinking the kids are gonna love this.
The kids are gonna love this. Oh my God, they like being scared. Hey, the Gump. Let's give him a existential crisis. He's got an existential crisis. Well, the last thing I remember was being in the woods and hearing a loud noise, and now I'm a couch.
Yeah, like definitely a lot of cocaine in that writer's room. Anyway, let's move it on. That's it. We've got a lot coming up on the VHS vault. So next time after this, you will be watching our reaction on the Black Cauldron.
Yay! It's been a year since I've seen it, so yeah, I can't wait to see it again.
All right, let's close this down, Jace. How do the peeps out there stay involved, get involved? Tell everybody about this great show.
Marty, if you want to support the VHS Vault, Marty, go to our Patreon. The Patreon right here, Marty. Go right to the video description below. Click on the Patreon, Marty. Click the Patreon. Give us money. Give us money, Marty. Morty, give us money. I'm just gonna go Rick and Morty. Morty. If we give them a Patreon, they'll give us some money, Morty. Make them give us some money.
Okay, make Doc sound like he's in the mafia.
Make him stop giving us money, Rick. I'm getting a concussion.
We'll see you next time on the VHS.